SilJ looking fire. Look at that. Look at it. It all began April 2024. Yeah, where are they? 5th gen. It just started, so even though I should go to bed, I guess my voice is just not what it used to be. If you really want to be precise here. Oh, it looks so good. Copper miner is looking good. Looking good. Oh, that's interesting. That is very, very interesting. Oh. We could see, you know, hydrogen going up 80% soon. Fair enough. Banking looks good. Lithium looks good. RMX looks good. Basically 50% since we turned bullish. Cool. Energy starting to maybe. Argentina. Look at that, $6. Boom. Do we match? No, depending. Okay. Yeah, it should be. I think like 10% or something like that. Where are you? Yeah, looks good. We're soon up 100%. Getting close to big resistance though, at roughly 1.757-ish. But it's gonna break that as well. So next gold, I've heard that before. So okay. Had some funky stuff going on here back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, looks good. Looks fantastic. Which one? Next gold? Could argue, yes. Yes, could argue. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah. Yep. The OTC sold. What was it? Next gold? I rarely look at OTC, but oh yeah, holy shit. Oh, that's a pretty steep break here. Cup and handle again. It's like an inverse, you know, a bit skewed, but yeah, definitely we are in like the first big horizontal thing here. Looks good. Looks good to me. Archer Midland. What? I've never heard about that before. Midland. Archer Midland. Archer Daniels Midland. I assume. Archer. I assume it's this one here, right? Has to be. Again, I wouldn't buy here, right? I wouldn't buy here, but there was some pretty big breaks over there back in 2005, and then here as well. You can see that. Whatever that is, seems like an error or something. I would look for longs though. Again, I would look for longs, one way or the other, right? Going down a few time frames, so. Yeah, I would buy bullish setups, like a 2-week, you know, flag or 2-week consolidation period would be. Yeah, I would never buy here. Let's say we do some sort of stuff here while this turns, right? That's your entry, whatever you get. Whatever you get here, right? That would be your entry somehow. And then you can have a stop below the yellow if you want to play with a stop. Right there, you can play with that stop. And hopefully you go all the way to it, right? You buy here, you stop there, and then you basically see how high it goes. Big gap fill at 62, 63. So I have no idea what this music is, to be honest. It's just some sort of a, you know, no copyright thing, because you have to, otherwise the video gets, you know, deleted. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. So yeah, bullish vibes, and I would look for longs if I were to get in. Again, it could also be we do something like this, right, where we grind higher, and then you could enter. Right. Cup and handle, excuse me, head and shoulder pattern, could be. But you can see here the lines again. These are pretty similar, right, angle-wise. This is very steep, so it needs again momentum here. You can see once we broke, we were already above, you know, the moving average here. Same thing here, we were above, and this time around we were actually below. So we're having weekly momentum down. So it's a bit more, you know, under pressure still from the long term. So yeah, I think that's my take for now. Do we have something going on here with the whole, maybe we have, maybe. I just want to check if we have something going on. Yeah, I like that. That's actually not too bad. That is 08, fair enough. But you can see that's actually quite decent. I'll take that. I will take that. Yeah. I would definitely look for longs, you know, during 2025. If you have like a month, you know, 2 weeks, a month maybe, worth of pausing, and you get a breakout from that, you could definitely go long on that one. Yeah. Hecla. Are we there yet? Are we? Yes. I will say yes. This is monthly. My level is 6.5-ish. That is a breakout. Cool. That is cool. Again, buying Hecla here, long term, easy hold for, this is so insane really, many years. Slow grinder, but it should do well. Again, if you want to wait for the triangle to somehow get going, you wait above 9, but yeah, maybe wait to above 9, but we're definitely breaking some stuff here. 8.7. It looks fantastic. I love the Bollinger Band here. I love it. Hecla Mining is looking good. It's looking really good. Some old drawings here on Metalla. Long at 4. Yeah. Cool. Prim long at 2.3-ish. Keeps grinding, that's cool. So far so good. So far so good. Back test, okay. Calic Mining here, above 2.10, no, 2.1 dollar, looks fantastic. Long term, you know, midterm range break while you're in the uptrend. That's cool. What do we have here? Wow, look at that. An old drawing. We broke here. Gonna tag the blue. We're gonna push back. We're gonna blast. Looks incredible. Looks absolutely fantastic. ASL here. Also one we talked about at roughly 1.3, grinding higher. The big Australian stocks, gold looks killer good. So. Oh, stop it, please. That looks good. Oh, I need to get this off here. I think I'm gonna do a few minutes, but I think I'll need to get some rest. Big break there, of course. Keep smashing it, keep smashing it. A laggard here, big laggard, bear flagging, not the best. MLP, that was a big break, basically going vertical. Pru here, fighting all-time highs. Sit, okay, we had the false break here potentially. That's really interesting. This is again a perfect long-term view where you basically buy, you know, this. You can see the wedge coming in here, and this goes back to basically 25 years. And now we're here. So the idea is, and we might want to just go a little bit to the false breakout point just to be sure. So you can see here, once we start to get north of 1.5, you can hold this one for a very long time. Again, depending on how, again, it plays out, but right, this is 2 years, break, 4 years, and then we could go higher and you're getting paid hefty while you have it. So 15%, this is a killer stock if this keeps going, man. Steel, of course we need to break first, but a break of the blue and you have a stop below that false breakdown there. Perfect. Sask, head and shoulder potential, right, depending on how we do things, but definitely breaking that one there, roughly 1.7, 1.8, 0.1, excuse me, 0.7, 0.8. That is where Sask all of a sudden becomes very interesting. Very interesting. Tidewater, Tiger with some sort of break, not totally. Again, we have 2 touches, so this one is funky, but yeah. AUX midcaps. What is that? Is that a? Oh, that's a. It should be AUD, right? This one here, precious metals. I wish I owned that one. Holy bananas! Look at this. Huh? Since 2020, basically, it hasn't gone down. Sick. Oh, that's a good break. This one here on VAU. That is killer. As long as we're above the blue here. Oh boy. Gap fill has happened. So that is a big one to get above, right? If we can break the gap here, basically anything north of 0.55 would be truly outstanding. POD, funky one. Big break there, AMX. Looks good. Again, you can ask questions, you know, I'll be here just a little bit more and then I need to get some sleep. I got to bed really late. VIX, yeah, we could do that yesterday. We did 3 hours with Burak. By the way, check out the videos on the YouTube here. 1 hour plus gold and silver miners, 1 hour plus uranium stocks. I think we did 100 stocks, 3 hours talking, recording, talking, recording. Long day, but it was, again, it's always cool to have a chat with him. So the VIX, again, I rarely look at it, but we could definitely. We're getting low, right? We're getting down to some points where we could start to turn up a little bit, but the momentum does that? No, it's just basically like a spike. 2020, okay. I think we have more to go before, again, I think we need to drop a little bit more compared to the 200 weekly, or the momentum, sorry. I think we have a bit more to go before we hit some, you know, again, it's very difficult to draw trend lines on this bad boy here, but I do believe a little bit more downside. We are at 15 now. We could see 12, 11 before anything. Yeah, Tim, I do believe the EWC is going to do extremely well. But again, entry-wise is always important. I've bought twice, so and yeah, you can see I have my level here. That's a lot of things going on here, so let's remove it all. So again, this is really good with the whole squeeze coming in here. When it breaks the upper trend line from that golden there is no looking back, you know, basically for 5 years. That's my view. So the breakout point to me, roughly as we stand, is, let's call it 32, 31, 32. Maybe do 32. It's up to you, but we did have the internal break here, so now we're looking at it, you know, 32, and then this whole insane wedge, you know, we can see we're going to go to all-time highs in my view, easily. Again, not tomorrow when we break, you know, the day after we break, but it will take years. But dividends, 5%. We have a 20-year breakout from a very well-defined compressed setup. Beautiful. 32 is my take on EWZ. Momentum should also pick up quite hefty. Yeah, look at that. It's just perfect with the momentum. Absolutely perfect. When we cross 32, I expect we cross momentum. And there we go. It's fantastic. I wouldn't buy now. Just wait a little bit. Again, you're only missing out on 10%. Again, we could be wrong, of course, and this could completely get smoked. I don't think so, but it's possible. But 32 seems to be a good one. Your thoughts on AG a little bit more? Yeah, AG has been disappointing. It for sure has, but I'm very bullish on it now. Also, the chart is a bit, basically, you can see going somewhat sideways, right? But we do have maybe the FR is better. It goes further back. First Majestic on the TSX goes further back, doesn't it? No, it doesn't matter. We will look at the Canadian one here. So you can see again 2008, 15, 2020. So we are making very long-term high lows, which is good. And also now we had the breakout here, the back test, and again turned very bullish when we crossed like roughly 11 here. And I do believe this is the turning point, and we're going to grind it higher, and we are going to see these highs up here, roughly 22 to 25. That's big resistance, but that's where I think we're going. So we should have 100% roughly, at least in First Majestic. But as you can see, compared to some of the other bigger miners, more specifically the gold miners, they are just killing it, right? If you look at the AEM, for instance, right, all-time highs, keeps blasting. So yeah, it has been disappointing, but again, still, this is a good pocket here, breaking out, back testing. You can see we're fighting with like the head and shoulder high here. You can see it there. That's what we're fighting with. So if you're not long now, wait for 13.1 to break, basically. Then you go along there. Right, then you go along target somewhere here, but I'm expecting these funky stuff to get hit. So I'm very bullish, AG. Oh, First Majestic. Very bullish. You can see the alert here. This was also the point where, if we break that, we could start to move, and we did quite rapidly. At above 8.5, give or take. So, and again, you do have the vibes, right, with this whole flat top. So again, we could see whatever we might not be that big, but again, it's a bullish setup, insanely long term. I like it there. Yes. Good. Last question, and then I will brush my teeth and go to bed. It's midnight here, so it's midnight. I just want to show you something truly insane, right? And also the reason why, I said this many times, but this was one of the big reasons why we turned so bullish on gold and silver and gold miners in April 2024. This is March. So we had the breakouts on the ETFs 1 month later. But look at this one here. This is the CEF, Sprott Physical and Physical Gold and Silver Trust, and these are just identical, right? Basically identical. So that was just fantastic. So yeah, it keeps grinding. Looks really good. Really good. How high is the cup and handle? Let's check. Do we have more to go? Yeah, we do. We have plenty. Plenty. 31 target, 46 from the cup and handle here, or head and shoulder. I think it's a cup and handle more than a head and shoulder, but first target hit this year, this cluster, all targets are hit, and now we play the longer term. Yeah, Alex, it's a long one, so bring some coffee, right? It's a very long video. but we decided to do both and the entire list. So typically we do 40 minutes per video, and then we basically do as much as we can on his list, and we go to the next one. Yeah. Riot. Sure. Yeah. A Riot looks. You can see here we have this little antenna here. Boom. Riot. I'm just checking here if we are missing anything. That is something going on there. I just want to check if we have. Exactly. Yes. Some very deep backtests over here, but I would say Riot. You can easily go long north of that high there. So let's say long at roughly 15 point something, maybe 16, just to keep it even numbers. 16 and above, you can. It's a big stop loss, right? But yeah, it's so difficult. If you want to stop loss, it's so far below 10, so you're risking 60%. I don't know if that's good or bad. But targets, again, depending, I would say we could go back to all-time high, so we could see a big move. And we also have some weird vibes here with head and shoulder, even though I hate it when this midpoint here is higher than the left side. So in theory you can't have a head and shoulder, in theory, because you're having upsloping, right? But all I will say is that above 16 and it's very bullish. All of a sudden. How does it look on the 2 hourly? Gap closed. Yeah, that's a big liquidity. Still very dangerous, to be honest. Very, very dangerous here. So we need to see what happens over the next few days. So yeah, 16. It needs to cross 16 in my view before a bullish view. Yeah, that's my take. Mara, oh, I've been trying 2 times and couldn't. Also looks pretty dangerous, but also this little antenna here, for the past, basically since August. I think this one will define a lot for the upcoming direction for Mara. I think it's probing here, deciding which way it should go. Yeah, I think that's a very, very key one here. Look at this, false breaky here. What else do we have? Let's take the upside for this one here. It's a bear flag, clearly. Yeah, Mara is under pressure, especially if we get below 14.5. It opens up. Coin. Also that little probe, like this August kind of, sideways stuff here. Again, Bitcoin is at a very, very critical spot. Very critical. So, could we use, this is daily stuff, right? That is peak, that is peak. Yeah. Okay, we could all of a sudden we could also just blast it here. It's so critical. I mean, September seems like a big month. Maybe into October, but no, September. September is a very big month for everything. If you look at the debt market as well, it's the debt market. Look at this here. Again, it's ready to go. Both ways, right? You're seeing rates creep up everywhere, and it's just getting so tight. Weekly Bollinger Band, I would assume it's just tight as hell. Yeah. This compression here is very deadly either way. Again, I think if we start to trade below 4.2 on the US 10-year, could be the start, maybe a bit lower. But also if we break this one up here to the upside above basically 4.5, rates could just go to $5-6. Yeah. So very critical crypto rates. Gold, also look at gold. You know gold, I think you do. It's very compressed here. I mean, September, we are gonna see which way gold is gonna go. Rates, I think Bitcoin as well. Big decisive month coming up. Yeah, Whitehaven Coal. It's been ages since I've been looking at it here. Whitehaven. Yeah, cool. Is it H? Yeah, it's the W. Yeah. Let's check here. It's been. I'm just gonna remove it all because it's so old. Overall, again, you know the deal. Very good vibes, right? That is like an axe, boom, ready to go higher. So when are we there? When are we there? Depending on how we draw this one here. We have the first, the second. Could we get something like this, right? I think we need the third leg down, maybe lower low, or it stops at the midpoint and then it goes higher. That will be big opportunities coming up potentially for coal here. And also look at the back test. I think this is a back test. Yeah, it's perfect, right? Trump tariffs, again, liquidity or undershooting a little bit, overshooting, but overall there will be something made here. Again, you need a little bit more patience, I think. But yeah. Yeah, exactly. Let's uranium do its thing and coal take over. Would be nice. Yeah. Yeah, with the with regarding to the melt up. Yeah, it's so tricky. Again, personally, right or wrong, I would never buy the QQ here. But it doesn't mean it can't go up, right? You know, it's just so tricky here. Basically toying with yeah, difficult. But again, I will just look at Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin starts to show really big weaknesses, which again we're getting close to something decisive, the QQQ will not. Again, if Bitcoin does this, QQ will not do that. It just won't happen. So at least in my view, again, I have my take that crypto is definitely you know, leverage tech, you know, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just gonna check one stock here. Again, I can't. Again, I'm so. I will not answer that question. I guess it's just so tricky to. But I think September is, with good likelihood, the month that will show which way we're gonna, if we're gonna have that big spike up or we start to get hurt. Beautiful. 14. Yeah, perfect. That's good. Again, this is the Danish company making sound equipment, something. Looking bullish, very bullish. Two buy signals were given here at roughly 10, and now also then at 14. So that is really good. That's really good. But yeah, who cares about the Danish stock markets? It's basically one stock. Well, maybe not that. Again, Novo is just taking a hit, but again, look at the touch here of this long-term uptrend. Right, boom, dead on. I even talked to a real-life mate somewhere close to the top, maybe on that side or this side, I can't remember, but definitely like 1 year ago plus, that if we ever get down to like 300, it's just buy, and as long as that trend line holds, Novo Nordisk is just, yeah, looking really good long term, risk and all that good stuff. So if you get a push back here, can you buy into that, stop below, and then you break the channel, and then of course game is on. So they're making tons of money. So that's good to hear, Tim. Sorry, that's good to hear. I hope your again the 4 month has been worth it. That's good. That's really good. I have coal somewhere. BTU. Backtesting the blue. A lot of funky stuff happening there. NHG. Oh, we looked at that one. That's that's the New Hope. Also similar to the Whitehaven, right? It seems like it's ready to go soon, right? It really does. We have some internal stuff going on now. Peaky. So yeah, that's really good. Or shipping. I have not looked at shipping in a while. That looks decent. Oh, that break there on the Faraday copper. Whew. Lovely. Up 50%. That's really good. Anything? I'm not going to reveal them all. Just going to check here. I can quickly see if anything. Oxy, yeah, sure. Cool. Good. I will definitely take that question, and then if we start seeing BTC drop, do we get worried about silver in the short term? I guess, again, with regarding to September, Bitcoin, maybe the Nasdaq, gold, the bond market, it depends. I think the bond market, if it goes quickly, which it could either way, that will, again, that could definitely take gold down as well. But if it's a slow grind, you know, where it's still, we're not getting panic selling, I think gold will do well. So it all depends on the speed of how high the rates goes, or yeah, I think they're gonna break out, to be honest, but we will have to wait and see. So it depends on the, you know, liquidity, if things are just getting sold left and right, or if we just see that melts up. But you know, if we can call that a melt up, I don't know. XLE here also, look at this. Ooh. Very big momentum break coming up. It looks like it wants to go, doesn't it? And that means XLE, which is broadly oil and gas, but oil, that is a huge break on momentum. Insanely, also horizontally, getting back above here, you can see that. So we could see some very big breakouts coming up here, basically September, in oil as well. Because I think if the XLE goes up, then, you know, oil is most likely going to do well. That's actually quite insane. Momentum backtest, really? Look at that. Oh, almost all the way down. We do a backtest there. Incredible. 20 years later, that could be the bottom from the breakout, right? On momentum. That's cool. I would like to do Bitcoin just for fun here, the last thing with QQQ. This gave me some sort of an idea just to see. Bitcoin clearly smoking it. Clearly. Again, also if you overlay these two one to one, then you can just see how identical they are. So therefore, Bitcoin outperforming QQQ while they are very correlated means that Bitcoin is leveraged to the tech. Right. You can see how, again, Okay, that is actually really bad. That is actually, for now at least, really bad. Because if you start to see Bitcoin underperform tech, and it's leveraged to the tech, and they are correlated, just be careful here. That again, September, I think we're gonna see fireworks. Either way. It's gonna be a fun month. So Bitcoin breaking down, a 2-year breakdown. We haven't made a lower low, so we still have that. Right, we haven't been taking that touch to the downside, but one could also argue the rising wedge, that right there, breaking down. And when we make a lower low, it should seal the deal that, okay, I shouldn't have looked at that chart, I guess. No, it's fine. Also, look at this here again, just diminishing returns in one chart, basically. Where are you? I know it's somewhere. Again, just doing this on the fly here, so bear with me. So we are above, but barely, right? Yeah, cool. I think I want to somehow save this under the ratios, just because it's good. Good, guys. That's it. It's 12. I will get my 5-6 hours of sleep, and then we will see what tomorrow brings. Cheers, guys. Have a great day.